some of the updates. We have,
Actually, I was gonna leave.
Oh, you're gonna use
it?
that?
Yeah.
all right.
You can
Thank
actually
you.
video it.
Don't worry, I'm sure you won't be quoted and taken out of context.
Okay, I'm gonna stop, okay, I'll, go.
Yes, updated ticketing screen here. This is for search tickets. We've got our little text input here, able to search by ticket number, ticket date, tabular view or tile view, sort filters, and then we have the list. Audio. Sorted by name, ticket number, date, and status. We are searching up people with last name Doe here. The little icon here, nice little touch. But after clicking on the name or the ticket number of the individual, it'll have this secondary little pull-up here. It'll have all this ticket information, date, status, notes, vehicle info, and then appeals. And then we also have a link to take you out of there for regulations. And then you're able to modify this or to move through the number of tickets the person may or may not have. Yeah, we try
Sorry,
to do.
can you show me regulations again?
That'd be here. It would just cite the bylaw.
Oh, okay. What the regulations actually look like, it says, you have to have this, and you have to, do it within 30 days, and you have to, have photographic evidence, and you have to, so what I'm gonna look at, so I probably need a bigger section, what I'm gonna look at is the, when you are, looking at that, there's quite a bit of info, so I need to be able to scroll through it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see the reasoned decisions. Okay, so just take me through how I would deal with, I've got an appeal from my appeal officer, and I am waiting for the finalization from my manager. Is that awaiting approval?
That would be under the status here, yeah.
Yeah. So do you have several statuses that I will walk through in order to do this whole process?
I think it'd just be the two here. So the status of like awaiting approval and then the decision or the result. So either accepted or denied.
And that's from the manager. Is the decision accepted or denied? It's from the manager. So
Yeah.
So I'm either going to be awaiting approval or temporary approved or temporary denied. Is that?
Or this could be just looking on the history of the ticket of, oh, this appeal was denied on such and such a date.
And that's the appeal status, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you probably should have a drop down for that status because there's several statuses. So if you have an arrow there, and because of the positioning of it, you could even have the drop down showing, and then it would be very clear immediately what's happening. Fairly simple fix to bring a lot of clarity.
Do you know? Oh, there might be some slight discrepancies with the dates. They're just placeholder dates, so
You'll clean them up?
math would be correct in a real system.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure there's not many Jane and John Does actually in the system here.
You never know.
You never know. Tried to stay consistent with the color palette, tried to keep symmetrical. I think it's following most of the design, like, not rules, but like design suggestions for readability or organization.
How do I how do I print off the report to take it to the manager?
Lovely. I will put in a print note. And then through a print note, I can also do some sort of electronic version of like send to, or there's a special term for that kind of icon where it's I could describe the icon too. It's like little arrow pointing out for if you want to share to outside of the original page. But
Sure. Yeah,
okay.
it's something. Just show me something, and
somewhere
then
to send this to.
I also have to print off the finalized documents for the ticket holder. So if it's approved, then I have to print a receipt that says it's canceled, that type of thing. So,
Okay.
and from the appearances here, I can update all of the data. So I can update the ticket number, I can update the date, I can update the status, I can update all of those things. The vehicle information.
Potentially, yeah.
Should I?
Well, sometimes mistakes are made. Maybe it could be limited based on role, like appeals manager could alter appeals, but you know, oh, this was improperly, it's not a Dodge, it was a Ford, or,
And I cannot alter that. That would be, there would be legal implications if I'm changing, because then if I could force the appeal to work by changing that to a Ford, and then the person is like, I don't own a Ford, and then you're like, oh, okay, it must not have been you.
okay.
So I can't have the ability to modify anything except for statuses and the appeal stuff.
Only statuses and appeals.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. We'll darken that up. I'll know what it means.
Okay.
And let's see here. Searching. And is there anything more you'd like for vehicle information, like make, model, year, and then the owner information? Anything else relevant when it comes to a ticket?
Not really. The year we don't necessarily know from the ticket. So make, model, color. Make, model, color.
Cool, put in color.
So just so you're aware, 16 and a half minutes is where we're at.
Perfect. All right, let's move on from this. I think that's a good amount of information. Where two ticket screen. That's supposed to be the search tabular results for searching up tickets that are 90 days unpaid, 30 days unpaid, sent to collections, or paid. Please ignore the dates. The math is bad on that. It's just placeholder. Tried to follow the same sort of general style and outline as the previous one, so it looks like it belongs to the same system. We've got different menus here you can select for tickets that include those sent to collections and unpaid, or one or all or none. We have our list here. We want to make sure I have the info, the standard ticket info, but then also the fine, the days overdue, the penalty, the amount, whether they be contacted, and then being able to edit for, you know, increasing the penalty or overdue date, or whether they've been contacted, or the status.
Is there questions?
Does anything immediately jump out of this screen at you?
So what happens when I click the edit? Do you have that created or no?
No.
Okay. So I've got a screen. So how do I manage when I don't have an email address? Because I have to look it up in registry, right?
Yeah.
So I don't see how I'm going to do that, because without the edit screen, I'm guessing that's where all that information is. And then what happens if, let's see, where can now be that? And how do I print off the collections report?
Okay. Excellent reminder. Just
And
the same as the first screen. We didn't
How
fix
do,
that.
so this is a verification screen is what this is, right? So I'm gonna look at this, so I'm gonna look at Jane Doe's first ticket. There's a 10% penalty. So the system is saying, okay, we're gonna update the status to 30 days overdue, and we're gonna update the amount to $110. And I have to say, yeah, that's fine, or, whoa, something seems weird there.
Okay, so like an approval, or I forget how
For
it's
sure.
explicitly
Yeah,
phrased,
yeah.
but
So I need to approve this, and then so when I click it for approval, I probably am just going to select it, and then there's going to be one button that would allow it to, okay, go ahead, do all of these changes.
Yeah.
So I would probably, I need to either, yeah, so if it's not approved, it will just not have those penalties or that status update applied. Okay, why would I want to look at paid tickets in an overdue ticket area?
Historical. Maybe Jane Doe has 16 tickets, and that influences a further decision of maybe we don't take her appeal, or
Well, we're not dealing with appeals in here, so.
no, but like it never hurts to have a library of information.
Okay, and again, I need a title.
Yeah, same spot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jean, you are up. It is time for that lovely one. No, not one. Do you want 1, 2, or 3, Jean?
And 2 is good.
2? Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna open up on the.
So I had to do the month-end collection report. So pretty much it has the date, the ticket ID, that it will be like the main resource to find each ticket. The days that is overdue, the status of the ticket. If it's red, if it's 120 days, if it's more than 120 days, it's borderline to go to collections, or if they owe more than $300, that's what they will be on the red. The fine, I put 10% on the increased amount, but I put it like in general. I had to clarify that with you. If it was like 10% for each month, or if yes, okay, then I'll have to change that. We have the contact information, the amount with the fine, the system notes, when was the reminder sent, etc., and the actions required if they're sending the final warning, if they're sending a reminder, if they're following up, if they paid already, there is nothing to do, etc. So, for your face, is there anything that it's too much?
My face wasn't good.
No.
Okay.
Do you have a report ID number on this?
Report ID.
Yeah.
No,
That's probably the most minor problem that we're looking at here. This report goes to the collection agency.
uh-huh.
So there's no reason to show 30, 60, or 90s on there. It's only ones that are sent to collections. So your action required is prepare for collections. This is a collections report. So this is us sending it to collections. So I need information about the user, because they're going to go phone them, they're going to email them, they're going to send them letters. They need to see all of the ticket information. So really, I should have like one ticket and then a bunch of information about that user. So all of the ticket information, how it got to from 300 to 420. And then I need to see, what reminders have been sent. I need to see, what email address we've sent them to. And then, that's so vastly different.
Okay.
So basically, a classical mistake has been made.
Mhm.
There wasn't validation of this report prior to this meeting, and there really should have been. Even if it was just on paper, hey, this is what I'm looking at. It's like, no, you've gone down the wrong path. You did a lot of work.
Uh-huh.
And now you've got to do a lot of rework, because
Uh-huh.
this is completely inappropriate for what we're actually doing it for,
Okay.
right? So if you have, the scenario again, rough draft.
Mhm.
Marianne, here's what I'm thinking. I want this field, this field, this field, this field. Is that going to work for the, and so you did not have a clean understanding of what this report is actually being used for.
Okay.
So this report is going to be used for legal reasons, right?
Mhm.
So I have to know all of the ticket information. I have to know the vehicle information. I have to know the dates. I have to know what we've tried to do, all of those types of things.
Okay.
All right.
So that will be the date, the ticket ID. Obviously, if it's going to collection, the owner name, the contact information will have email, phone number. We will have the amount of the amount of the fine, and how many times the amount has increased.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And an address, a mailing address as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll need to see a total of how many tickets we've actually sent to collections. So in this case, I think it's on 2, 3, 4. There'd be like 5 tickets that we sent to collections, and the amount that we're hoping to have,
At
for-
the end.
yeah.
So I did something like this, but.
You do have a total?
Ta-da.
Ta-da! Okay, sure. Yeah, so the number of tickets and then the amount that we're expecting.
Okay.
Sure.
Question: Do I need to have one person per day of the month, or can I have like 5 people per month?
It's probably more like 5 people per month, so I need to see 2 pages, because I need to see how you do a second page. So really, the second page doesn't have to be massively different than the first page, but what you'll find is with all of the data that I'm wanting, you'll probably only be able to fit maybe 2 or 3 people per page.
Okay.
So do 3 people for the 1 page, and then maybe 1 for the second one, and then all of your summaries. I need page numbers on here, report IDs, I need print dates, all of those types of things, and I need the border around it with the edge flipped up.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I need some things.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All good, Jean?
All good.
Awesome.
Okay.
Relatively.
Kind
Got direction. And with like a general lab outline that we've been working on, really, which parts of it would you like to get clarification on?
Yeah. Last couple of days I worked on the report and I found some. I think the after claim interview, I will reverse something at report. Yeah.
Do you have questions that you need clarified, like what's expected in the report or anything like that?
No.
No? Okay. Do you want to go back to the ERD then? And have a look at that, because we didn't actually have, because if you don't have any questions about what's expected here, if you're understanding what the narratives are, if you're understanding, what the expectations are, then I don't know that we really need to talk too much about the actual report. But if you have questions, it's
I might want to prompt a little bit here.
okay.
We go over what's expected with the narratives.
Sure. So the narratives are like a user document. So I would be able to take this and train somebody on how to use that screen. So it'd be like, first thing you do is you enter, a name into the name field, and then you would kind of explain, or you can use date, or you can use ticket ID. You hit the search button. From the search button, this found set will populate. From there, you click on the X at the side of it. I don't know what yours is, but you click on the X beside it, which then populates the ticket information. From there, you do this, you enter this, you do this. Okay, so it's a step-by-step user description, and it will help me, in your absence, understand what your screen is supposed to do in case it's not completely intuitive, but that's what the narrative is for. All right?
Back to the table of contents.
And that ERD, is this a black background or just,
I'm always in dark mode. If
Okay.
we're on another computer, it would be in light mode. And
Okay.
everything would be.
fantastic?
Yeah, it was just the narratives. Oh, actually, the discussion as well. There we go. Just what was expected out of the discussion portion of the lab, I think would be helpful to go over.
Well, and again, it's like with developing these screens, we have found that we could streamline the process by adding this and this, and completing this part of, or even like the registry. When we look up in the registry, by having this simple field in the registry, you're able to just click on here and very quickly populate that without having to leave the screen. So just, what did you figure out? What should you do? Okay.
All making sense, Ruth?
Yeah.
Perfect. And in a little bit of time, we'll jump to the ERD. And yes, we'll get rid of the has, is, of.
Sure. Looking at this, there's no way that you have all of the attributes you need. The ticket database is massive.
Yes.
So you had all that appeal information, you've got statuses, you've got, payment information, all of that lives in the ticket database. So I would look at these attributes and I'd be like, we seem to be missing something.
I tried to keep it a little, not minimalist, but it's like, oh, look at the key points here. I don't want to like, overload the
You
ERD.
totally overload the
Overload
ERD.
the
Yeah,
ERD.
yeah, because anything that I see in a screen has to have a home in this ERD. So I've got to hold that somewhere, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty strong direction.
Okay, and you say we've already validated these
Yeah.
relationships? Okay. Okay.
Well, I feel pretty confident with what needs to be done. How about you two? Any last things to expand upon?
Well, I have to do everything pretty much. But I have an idea. What I have to.
Excellent. We've got the video too.
Yeah, exactly.
A little better understanding of the narratives and the summary there.
Yeah.
Perfect, all right.
I'm gonna stop recording then. Yeah?